Welcome back, students. In this session we will see all about BlueJ. BlueJ is an application, so that application is used to write Java program. For the beginners, BlueJ applications will be used to write the Java program. First of all, we will see how to open BlueJ in your system. So first you need to download that BlueJ from internet, install it, then you are going to get the application icon on your desktop. See here, so this is BlueJ icon. If you have not watched my previous video, so in that video already I have shown you how to download BlueJ and JDK, okay, Java Development Kit. So if you have not watched, please do watch, then you continue for this video, so you will easily understand. So this is the icon present on the desktop. You can double click on this icon to get the BlueJ application window, BlueJ IDE, or one another way is just click on start, go to all programs. So in all programs you have BlueJ folder. So in a BlueJ folder you can click this BlueJ. You can follow any one method. Okay. So I am going to click it here. So when I click on that BlueJ icon, then it gets load. So now it's loading BlueJ application, and you will get the screen. Okay, so this is the first screen. So now what I will do, I will delete these two class files. Okay, we will remove it. Okay, so this is the initial page. So this is the beginning page IDE of BlueJ. Here they have given different options. We will see one by one all the options. The first bar, so that is the title bar. So on this title bar you will see the title of your project, the name what you are going to give for your project, so that the project title will be displayed here. So I have given tutorial as a project name, so that's why here it is displaying tutorial. As usual, you have minimize button, restore button and close button. You can use it and you will get these buttons in all the windows. Then this is menu bar. So every menu is containing some of the commands, some of the options. Okay, so this is menu bar, and here they are given some buttons. So new class button, and so this button is if you want to make a relations and all, so that we'll see later. Okay. Then this is compile button and inheritance relation, and so this icon, it is a compilation, in the sense whenever your code is getting compiled at that time, so it's like a processing icon, and so here you will get this window, so error list. If you have any errors and all, so that error list will be displayed. If you do not have any errors, then you will get no syntax error. So this is all about BlueJ interface. So next point, creating the BlueJ project. Now how to create the BlueJ project in your system? To write programs in the BlueJ IDE, you need to create a project. Okay, before already I have created, so but I am going to show you, because when you open this BlueJ at the beginning time, at the first time, so this icon will be hidden in the sense it is like a blurred icon, understood? So for that you have to create the project. So this is because all Java programs are created as a part of BlueJ project. So why project needs to be created? Because next, whenever you will define a new class, so that class will be saved in that particular project. Okay, so project is collection of classes. You can create n number of classes, so that classes will be stored in a single place. Here the steps are given to create a new class. For creating a new class, first click on project menu. Okay, so first click on project menu and choose the new project. Okay, here choose the new project option. Here it is showing. Okay, so just click on that project new project option, project menu, and new project is the option. So when you click, you will get new project dialog box, and you see the location also. Here in my system it is going to store in my documents. If you want to change the location, you can go for that particular location and save it. Got it? So let it be in my documents. I am going to keep. If you want to keep it in C drive, D drive, E, or here one more pen drive, so you can keep it wherever you want. Here I will save it in my documents, and you can change the location and just you give the name for this. Here I will give a name as 9th standard project. Then click on create button. Okay. Let me close that previous tutorial, and this is my new window. So 9th standard project. So automatically that window gets open, and so in that window you can start writing your classes. Okay. So this is a readme file in the sense, so there are some instructions are given. Okay, by default you will get that file. Okay, need not to worry. So this is all about creating a new project. So once again I will see, so just click on project, click on new project. In a new project window, just give a name for your file, and if you want to change the location, go to that particular location, or you can click it here or you can click it here. Select the location, give the name, then click on create button. Your project will be created. Project means it's like a folder. Okay, so one folder, so that in that particular folder all your class files are going to store. You can see here 9th standard project. So this is one, it's like a folder. So folder is a collection of files. Okay, I will cancel. So this is creating a BlueJ project. Now the point is creating a class. Now how to create a class in this particular project in a BlueJ? As you have already learnt, so last year you have learnt writing a class, defining a class. Okay, a class is a template for creating objects and holds its attributes and behaviors, means members and member methods. You have learned the definition of class also in a previous lessons. Class means class is mainly used to create the objects, and it holds members and member methods. Okay, attributes means variables, and behavior means member methods or functions. So let us now create a class containing only a member method which will display a welcome message on the screen. So let me create one class. So in that class we are going to display one simple message, that is hello world. Okay, so just we'll create one class, or you can display the message, or we can display one we can use one method and we can execute that. So as per your textbook they have defined one method. Understood? So let us create that. So just first click on new class. In a new class, here you will get a list of options, class types, which type of class you are going to create. So in this you have to choose class, first option. Okay, so first click on new class and select this class option, or else you can right click in a empty area and you can select a new class. You are going to get the same option. You can follow any one method. Understood? Or through the menu, if you want to create, then click on edit and click on new class. So three options are given. So one option is this button, so just click on that button. Second option, right click, select the new class. Third option, edit, select new class. Okay, so any one method. So select, you will get that class creation window. So in this window, choose the class type, so that is class, and give a name for your class. So I will give a name as welcome. Okay, then you click on OK button. So when you click on OK button, you will get that class file with that striped lines. So with this lines. Okay, what these lines are indicating? This line indicates this class is not yet compiled. Compilation means what now? Compilation means converting high level language into machine level language. Okay, that is a compilation process. In the sense, if class is not compiled, then what happens? Your code is not ready to execute. In the sense, you cannot execute your code. Okay, so that striped lines indicates that is not compiled. That class has been not compiled. That is the point. Okay, so now I'll go to the next point, that is editing the class code. Editing the class code in the sense, see, when we double click on this file, so that class file gets open. Here you can see here, so plenty of comment lines. So what is comment, we'll see later. So comment lines and some of the inbuilt default code is displaying. Understood? Now how to edit this? So that is the point now. To edit the class code, you need to open the class in the editor. So first you have to open this. So how to open? One method is double clicking. So just double click, or else right click on that file and click on open editor. Any one method, just follow. Understood? So I am going to double click on that file, or else you can right click and you can click on open editor. So let us double click. So maximize this window. So this is the file. Now here it got opened. Now here what you have to do, this is the name, this welcome, it is the name of a class, so that name is displaying here also. Okay, see, public class welcome, you have to keep this line and you have to delete rest all the lines. Okay, keep only this public class welcome and so delete this all the lines. See, so public class welcome, open flower bracket and close flower bracket. So this is this flower bracket belongs to this class, and so that flower bracket is open means that flower bracket has to close. So in a programming we will say curly braces. Understood? In your language you may say flower bracket. Okay, so let me use curly braces. Okay, now let us write one simple method, public void display message. So I am going to display one message in this window. Open the curly bracket for that method, then write system.out.println here, write welcome to Java programming. So close the round bracket, put the semicolon, then close the curly bracket. Okay, so now here what happened, so this method is ready now. Display message method is ready with the execution of lines. So after this, just you have to save this file. Okay, so click on class and click on save. So this file saved, you can see here message is displaying file saved. We have not yet compiled, understood, only we have saved this code whatever we have written. So just that the code got saved. It is a good programming practice to keep saving your work at regular intervals. So while writing a code, you regularly you click on this save button or shortcut Ctrl S. So just go on, press the Ctrl S button regularly to avoid the losing of any data. If in between if something happens, so in that case, so your code will be secure. Means the data what you have typed, so that data will be secured. So now as you have successfully written your first Java program, let us quickly go through the code and understand what each line of the code does. Okay, here code is ready. Now we will see what is the meaning of each and every line, and every word. Understood? The first line is public class welcome. So what is meant by public? Public is an access specifier. So public is called access specifier. Access specifier means we have public, we have private, we have protected. So these all are the access specifiers. In the sense what happens, this class welcome is accessible to everywhere. In the sense, in a general example, so I'll give one general example. You have public transport system. So in a public transport system, what happens? Those who are going to pay that journey fee, that ticket amount, so they can travel. So no one is there to restrict them to stop using that transport. Understood? So we can't say that we can't say to the people, so don't get inside, don't come. So it's not like that. That is public. Public means anybody can use. Understood? So that is public. So here also meaning is public means, so this class is access anywhere. You can access it anywhere. Class is a keyword. Second keyword, it denotes we are going to create a class. So when we write a class, that word and when followed by the name, in the sense compiler understands user is creating one class. Okay. Next, the curly bracket opens, so that this curly bracket marks the opening of the class code. In the sense, when we put this curly bracket, so this curly bracket indicates here user is going to start writing the block for the code. Okay, so one block is going to create, so this curly bracket indicates. So next line, that is written public void display message. So public void display message. Now again keyword is public. As I told you, public means this method can be accessed anywhere. Here public means this class can be accessed anywhere. Understood? So wherever you will write this word public, in the sense, so that block can be accessed anywhere in a project or outside the project also. Okay. Next is void. So this void is a Java keyword. Okay. Void is a Java keyword. Now what is void? Why we have to write this void? You will understand when we learn functions concept. When we learn functions concept, so in that case this void concept will be cleared. Okay. Or else I will tell you now only. See, so void means what? Void means nothing. In the sense, we are not going to return any values or anything from this block. So from this block we are not going to return means sending it back. Okay, we are not going to return anything from this method, from this block. So that's why we have written void. If you are sending any values, so in that case you have to write here. For example, if you are making addition of two numbers and if you want to send that answer to other block, so in that case you have to mention that returning type. In the sense, when we make addition of two integer, you are going to get one more integer, means answer will be in the integer form. Then here you have to write int, means integer type of value is going from this block. Understood? So void means we are not returning, we are not sending any value from here, so that's why void is written. So display message is the name of a method. Here you can give any name, you can give your name also. Understood? But the rule is beginning letter should be alphabetical. You cannot use numerical character or special symbols except underscore. So underscore can be used, but other than that you can't use any other special characters. And usually programmers will write method names in a smaller case. It is not a rule that you have to use only smaller case. You can use capital, uppercase also, but it is a good practicing to write that method name in a smaller case, in a lower case. And while writing a class name, so keep the first letter capital. It is also good practice. It is not a rule, but it is a good practicing to keep the first letter as a capital. Means easily we can differentiate. When we see the name, means this is a class name, first letter is capital, means this is a class name, and all the letters are in small, means it is a method name. So here this two round empty round brackets indicates method. Okay. Next, here again curly bracket is open, so this curly bracket indicates opening of this method, opening of this block. Next, system.out.println. So system is a class name. Okay, system is class name. So now where is this class? This is inbuilt class. Inbuilt in the sense Java developers have written and given for the user. User has to write only system. So what is the definition and all, need not to worry. Okay, when we write system.out.println, we are going to get the output on the screen. Means whatever you write in a double quote, so that will be printed as it is on the output screen. And one more thing, this system, word systems, yes should be capital, beginning letter, class name. So system is a class name, so first letter is capital. Here as I am writing here, W is capital for the welcome class. Same way that programmers also written yes, letter S is capital, because that is a good programming practice. So system S is capital, dot out is the object name. Okay, then println is the method name. So println, how we have written display message, same way println is written by the Java programmers. And open the round bracket, put the double quote, and you write whatever you want to display on the output screen. So whatever you write on the you write in this double quote, that will be printed as it is on the output screen. Then close that double quote, close the round bracket, and put the semicolon at the end of that sentence. Means this semicolon indicates end of the sentence. Then you might be thinking why there is no semicolon is here, why there is no semicolon here. Understood? Because see, semicolon is given here because here I am going to end this sentence system.out.println, but semicolon is not given here. Semicolon is not given here because here this is not end of the sentence, it is the beginning of a class. For example, I can take this curly bracket here, I can take this curly public static void main is here, okay. Then again I can take this curly bracket here. This all I can write it in a single line. Understood? So only to display that contents in a proper way, so that lines are written in a different lines, okay. So that sentence are written in a different lines. So that here, so this is not the end of the sentence, it is beginning of the class, and here it is beginning of the method. So that's why there is no semicolon here and here, but here this is the end of the sentence, means only we want to print this welcome to Java programming over, okay. That is the end. So end of the sentence, so that's why semicolon is given. Then close the curly bracket, here opened and here it is closed. So let us align that. Then so at last one more curly bracket, so that is this curly bracket belongs to this, okay. So total how many curly brackets you have opened, so that many curly bracket has to be closed. Opening curly bracket should equal to closing curly bracket, okay. So semicolon indicates terminate of every statement, okay. If you want to terminate, termination means stop. So now we are going to terminate, we are going to stop it here, so you have to put the semicolon. So semicolon indicates the termination. So if you remove this, you will get the error message. Understood? And that closing curly brackets. So this is all about the code what we have written in this class welcome. Understood? So now next class we will see the remaining points, in the sense where this file got saved, how to compile this code, and how to get the result, how to get the output of this file. Understood? So thank you for watching.